My name is James Williams Jr. This is Comfortable Habit 2. I want to talk to you guys about fear. Alright? We all have it. We all have to accept it. And for the very few of us who have embraced it, sometimes it's easy to deal with and sometimes it's not. And the thing about fear is you can't let it control you. You can't let it rule your life, and you can't let it decide how you're going to go on with your life or through your life. Well, my greatest fear is ahead of me, and it's pretty much gone. Losing my dad was like my greatest fear. Uh, Maybe my fear of success, that might be an issue, but for the most part, I don't fear heights anymore. I don't fear dying. I never feared dying because I've always been a little nuts. But, I fear losing like an innocent kid, like not being able to save them because I can't run. I fear that on that day, no one's gonna really be able to say that I tried when I know that legally I can't run. The doctor said no fucking running, no skipping, no jumping, no heavy lifting, no climbing, and more importantly, most of all, no kung fu. So you see where I'm at now. You're taking a guy who like damn near is fearless. I was Daredevil. He wasn't my favorite superhero, but I was Daredevil. Fuck it, jump off a bike, no problem. Jump off a building, no problem. Are you scared of heights? Not anymore. Now, I got an interesting story about how I got out of fear of heights. My uncle from the Navy, my Uncle Wendell, he used to throw me up in the air and catch me, and one time he missed. So I wasn't afraid of heights anymore. I was afraid of crashing. And I had to climb on rooftops to get like the cats and stuff off. So I wasn't afraid of heights anymore. And then there was this one little girl way back in like I think 2004. I'm not really sure when, but it was either 2004 or 2007. It might have been 2008. I'm not going to swear to it. I know that me and the Charlottesville Cardinals basketball team flew to Canada, and we were filming. And so when I went there, I was on this plane. And I don't know who you are. I'm pretty sure you're like maybe 11 or 12 by now. But I want to thank you because you helped me conquer my fear of flying. Now, this little girl was like 4 years old. She's the bravest little girl I've ever met in her life, in my life, whatever. I don't know where she is, and I hope she remembers me, because I will never forget her face. And no, not all Asians look alike, so let's not go there. But they were a Chinese family. Or let me be politically correct. They were an Asian or an Oriental family, so that I don't offend anybody that is Asian or Oriental, depending on which one you want to be called. So I'm sitting on this plane. I'm nervous as all get out. And I'm like, damn, man. We're actually going to fly. We're going to fly from D.C. to Jersey and from Jersey to Canada. Yeah, I really don't want to fly. Now, it wasn't in 2008 because we drove that day. So it had to be between 2007 and 2006. Sorry, I just had a flashback of whatever. Because I think that was the same year that they broke my camera. I think. I'm not going to swear to it, but I know somewhere when I flew, my camera got broken. Well, anyway, and it was before I had the little small cameras. I still have that big camera, by the way. It still works. It still plays VHS tapes. Anyway, so I'm sitting on the thing, and this little girl is just running off at the mouth with a little coloring book, and she's so pretty and adorable. Y'all know how little kids are, especially little Asian kids. They're just extremely smart, and they have the overachiever quality. I'm not picking. I'm just telling the truth. Because I'm the last person they could ever pick on anyone. Plus, I like Asians. So, hell, some people count me among them. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, I'm on a plane. And so this little girl starts talking to me. She says, hi, are you afraid of flying? And I said, yes. And her parents say, whatever the heck her name is, they call her by the name. They said, leave the young man alone. I said, no ma'am, let her talk. I said, if it'll help me get through this flight, let her talk. So wherever you are, little girl, thank you. And her parents let her talk to me. And she's like, I've been flying since I was a baby. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, what are you, like 4? So what, you been like flying yesterday? And she's like, no, I've been flying all my life. And I'm not afraid of flying. Because it's not the fall, it's the sudden stop that kills you. And my mouth just dropped. Her mom was exceptionally pretty, and her dad was a handsome dude. So she was very beautiful for a little girl. And I'm thinking to myself, Did God just come out of her mouth? Because she looked at me with like the prettiest little girly smile. And she goes, it's not the fall, it's the sudden stuff that kills you. And I'm like, you're 4. What the fuck do you know about that? I didn't say it, but I was thinking it in my head. And then me in my head looked at me and looked at the little girl. And they said, James, you're a bitch. This 4-year-old girl is braver than you'll ever be. So she goes, if you want, sir, I'll hold your hand. And I looked at her parents. I said, okay, you can tell her she doesn't have to hold my hand. Because, you don't want to hold somebody else's kid's hand while you're on the plane. Because God only knows what they're thinking about what you're thinking. All right? So she didn't hold my hand, but she talked to me from D.C. to Jersey. So by the time we got to Jersey, she's like, just like my best friend, man. And she was awesome. So got off the plane. Didn't think I'd see her again, Thanked the parents. Before we got off the plane, I thanked the parents. Like, thank y'all. Y'all daughter helped me a lot because this is like my first time flying. And I never thought I'd be like coached and protected by a little girl. So she's my little angel, my good luck charm. So when we get to damn Jersey, we get on the same plane with them again in the exact same fucking seats. I felt overjoyed because the same conversation happened again. And I guess she forgot who I was. And her parents were like, it's the same guy. And she's like, no, I know who he is. And I'm glad he's sitting here. Because now I have another kid to talk to. And again, my mouth drops to the floor. And I'm like, this girl's fucking awesome. She's fucking awesome. And she isn't awesome because she was extremely smart. She's just awesome because her awareness at 4 years old was just like extreme. I, on the other hand, my memories stop at 3, which is when I learned how to read, because the first thing I ever read was a comic book. And anything beyond that, I don't really remember. I probably don't remember. It's probably why I'm kind of crazy. Maybe I fell one too many times, or maybe my mama dropped me a couple of times, or maybe I was smart enough to fall out the crib, but I landed on my head. So, we got to Canada. I thanked them again. And I shook the little girl's hand. And I told her, and I said, thank you. I would have probably never survived the plane flight without her. Because, I've never had a panic attack. But I'm pretty sure I was close enough to having one while I was on the plane. So, my fear of heights was conquered by a 4-year-old girl. Plus my uncle throwing me up in the air and missing me. So I had no more fear of heights. Now, if you want to go back to when I was 5 and I had family members in New York, oh yeah, you can come up to New York with us. My Uncle Nat, God rest his soul. So we went on tour. The New York City tour is fucking awesome when you're 5. I haven't been on there since, and I haven't really been back to New York since I was 5. Now, at 42, I really don't know anybody up there. I'm really not trying to go up to see family members because I'm pretty sure they probably don't remember who the fuck I am. So we went to the Statue of Liberty one day. I tried to jump out of the Statue of Liberty. And we went to the Empire State Building. And I tried to jump out of that. Now, remind you, I'm 5 years old. Never ever seen anything that tall. But my fear of heights has always come back to bite me in the ass because when I was like 12 or 13, I might have been younger than that. Maybe I was 10 or 11. Anyway, the long and short is that my Aunt Ruth, my cousin Sherry, and I were in the Ferris wheel in Smithfield, and it was going around, and when we got to the top, there's 2 girls around me now, my aunt and my cousin. I became the biggest bitch that ever was on that Ferris wheel. I got to screaming like a girl. I tried to get out. I tried to jump. I tried everything. Sherry grabbed this side. Ruth grabbed this side. I tried to slide out my shirt. It won't happen. They weren't going to let me die. But they got me to fuck off that Ferris wheel. After that, plus the incident when I was 5, a lot of family was like, yeah, anything involving heights, we can't bring James along because he's kind of stupid and he's going to try to jump. It wasn't that I was stupid. I was just incredibly afraid. And I used to be claustrophobic. I used to be scared of enclosed spaces. Not so much now. And that was kind of my big sister's fault because she used to try to smother me all the time. Yeah, y'all know the drill. I'm sure you guys had a big sister that tried to beat your ass and smother you all the time. Well, my sister was god-awful successful at least one of them, which is beating my ass. Thank you, sister, for making me so fucking tough. Anyway, so I can end this on a good note, because I'm going to bed now. And Avengers is still on, and I'm about to conk out. I just want to say, Conquering your fears is not as easy as everyone thinks, and sometimes you need a little help. And if you're very unlucky, you may need a push. Just be careful to make sure you know the person that's pushing you. You don't want somebody to push you off a cliff with stalactites and no parachute. Alright? So this is James Williams Jr. at Kung Fu Havoc 2 number.com at YouTube. And I totally fucked that closing completely up. But, I'm not afraid of being in front of the camera. I'm afraid of being behind the camera. I'm also afraid of being a theater actor. That shit's not gonna happen. I'll gladly do movies. I can never do theater. I'm not that good. Memory receptors don't work up here that much. I would do cartoons, though. Now, I would do voiceovers any day of the week.
Because I can change my voice.
I don't know if you guys read that, but I can still change my voice. I probably couldn't talk like a girl, but I've had to do that before, too, for one of my cousins. He will remain nameless, and he knows what's going on with that one. But anyway, I'm closing out. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc 2. Thank you guys, and good night.